KCF. So KCF stands for not KFC. It's got to be KCF.
Yep.
It's got to be in that order. Keep, change, flip. Okay, so that has to do with dividing mixed numbers or dividing fractions. Keep, change, flip. It has to be in that order. No KFC, but I will explain KCF a little further in just a minute. So keep, change, flip. Keep, change, guys. Hello? Keep, change, flip. That relates to when we're dividing mixed numbers. So what that means is, I need for you guys to be attentive and listen to what I'm saying. So what that means is when you have when you're dividing mixed numbers, and we're going to keep this number as is, we're going to change the sign from division to multiplication, and we're going to flip this number after we've transferred these or converted them to improper fractions, then we're going to flip this to its reciprocal. Keep, change, flip. That's what that means. Ooh, late. You can sharpen the pencil. Make it quick. So I have a new pencil sharpener up here. It should be quieter than the old one. So who said they don't get it? You don't get the key change? Okay, we'll go over it. I promise we'll go over it. So right now, have the do now problems up on the board. You do them on the whiteboards.
I need an expo. There's a lot of whiteboards. There's 2 whiteboards over here.
Christian, you have a couple whiteboards on your chair.
There's one right here that I use. Mr. Westman. Somebody need a board. I need a board. Mr. Westman.
So I don't need you guys all talking at once. I need you guys working on the do now problems quietly by yourselves. So I don't want to hear you guys talking. I want to see you guys working on the whiteboards.
Mister, I need a marker.
5 4/5 divided by 4 1/3. I'll make it a little bigger. Who else needs an expo? So I'm still here talking. I should not hear any talking. I should not hear any talking. You guys have exactly 5 minutes to work these before we talk about the answer. You need to make good use of your time. You came off. Yeah. All right, thanks. Hey, but where you cutting from? Where you cutting from? A lot of discussion going on. You guys are gonna force me to be calling parents. I've already called 3 parents today. Not gonna tell you again.
You just left?
Not this one. It's done. It's done. You guys gotta get in the habit of not talking to yourself out loud.
Oh.
You guys are cool. You gotta stop talking. Louder. But you shouldn't be talking. Alright, so I would like to see if someone can help me out with solving number 1, and I'm going to call on Kezia start us out. What would be our first step here? Remember, you're competing with the fent up above you, so speak loudly so I can hear you. So we're going to want to do one thing before we change. We are going to want to change this, but we're going to do one thing first. Do you know what that is? Okay, so 5 times 5 gives you 29, what's that over? Okay, good, 29 over 5. So we've converted the mixed number to an improper fraction. What would be our next step, Abdullah? Good. One thing we want to do before we flip. She changed this one, or she converted this one. So we need to convert both of these, this one and that one. She's only converted this one. What else would we need to do first? Tabitha, can you help us out?
4 plus 3 is 12 plus 1 is 13.
4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Okay, and what's that going to be over? 3?
3.
Okay, now Abdullah, what would we do next after we converted both? Flip. So which one are we going to flip? The second one? So that's where this KCF comes into play. Keep, change, flip. So if you're ever wondering which one of these do I flip, it's this one, because this one is keep. We keep it the same. We don't do anything with it. After we convert it, we do not flip this one. And anytime we're going to change our division to multiplication, we have to take the reciprocal. So, actually, I want to leave that division sign there.
Mister, how you got 29? I didn't show you. What's the basic thing?
How we get to 29?
Yeah.
5 times 5 is what, Christian? 25. And you have to take into account the numerator, so 25 plus 4 is 29. So Abdullah said we want to get rid of the division sign. We make that multiplication. Now, which one did you say we should flip? So when we're flipping it, this becomes the numerator, right? And Abdullah, what are we doing with this? These are the same. I would like to be able to reduce at this point, but I cannot because all 4 of these are prime numbers. You guys, are you familiar with prime numbers? Prime numbers mean we can only divide 1 and the number itself into those numbers. We will not be able to reduce anything. So if we want to proceed with multiplying this out, Brittany, what would we do? $29 times 3? Good. So what does that give us when we do that? 3 times 29. 87. Okay, and then 5 times 13. 65. So we could, this would give us the answer, 87 over 65. We could leave it like this for the quiz we did yesterday. It was okay for us to leave it in proper fraction. Sometimes you might be asked to express it in terms of a mixed number or a decimal. So if it was a mixed number, we would be dividing what by what? Crystal.
65 divided by
So my 65 would be on the inside,
No.
65 would be here.
Yes.
So we would say that we would be dividing 87 by 65. Okay, good. So then we could divide that out, and we would find that it's going to be about 1 1/3. But we can look back here and say, would we expect for 5 divided by 4 to be a little more than 1? Christian?
Oh, it's because I got close. I got close.
So I'm asking you now, would we expect
Oh,
for
you
5
talked
5 divided by 4, would we expect for that to be a little more than 1?
Yes.
So that should tell us that our answer, 87 over 65, which is a little more than 1, that should tell us that we were pretty much on track with the correct answer. If we came up with an answer of 10, and we were expecting 4 into 5 to be 10, then that would tell us we got a problem here, because 4 is not going to go into 5 10 times.
Oh, Mr.
Okay?
And,
I'm just trying to get you guys to use logic and trying to verify if you have the right answer.
yeah, flip 13 over 3. And why you did that? And why didn't you flip 29 over 5?
Because we go back to the keep change flip, KCF. Whenever we're flipping these, we only flip this number. We do not flip that number. If we flip both of them, then we're not, when we change this division to multiplication, we only want to flip one side. If we flip both sides, then we're going to come up with the wrong answer. So think of it this way, Christian. When you're dividing, you're doing the opposite of multiplying. If I want to balance the change in the sign to the opposite here, then I'm only going to want to flip one number. If I flip both numbers, then I'm not picking the opposite of my division anymore. But that's a good question. So hopefully number 2 was real easy for you. Just multiplying fractions is all that is. Luis, what would I do in number 2? There's a couple ways you can proceed with this. 3 times 1? 3 times 1?
No.
3 times 1? Okay. And that gives you, and then gives you, can I reduce that down to a lower fraction?
Yes.
What does it reduce down to? I'm asking Luis. 5? So so you're saying it's going to be 5 like that?
No. 5 and 15.
So where's my 5 going to be?
Inside the seat.
Here? Okay, so how did you get 5 when you had 15? So you divided 3 into 15. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing to the top that you did to the bottom, right? So 3 goes into 3 how many times? So there's your answer. I could have also, instead of just proceeding to straight multiplication, I could have canceled or reduced. And I said, well, I see that I have 3 on the top and 3 on the bottom. So if I divide 3 into both, I get 1 instead of both of those. And I'd end up with 1 times 1 is 1, and 5 times 1 is 5. But either way, it should be the same answer. Number 3. So this is a word problem. I'm trying to get you guys accustomed to this format because you're going to see this on the test. So, Stella, what would I do first? When you're looking at this, you should be able to see I have 2 numbers that are really going to be important here. Alejandra, can you help us out? Angel? Multiply? Multiply 8 times 56? What's division? So let's explore that. 56 and 8. Am I gonna divide 56 into 8? Multiply? So the way the question is set up, it talks about the area. The area of a rectangular sandbox is 56 and 2/3 square feet. So area is what? Length times width, right? So if that's our sandbox, then the area is 56 and 2/3. Well, they tell us that the length is 8.5. So we need to find out what the width is. So there's only one way we can do that, and that's to divide our length into our area. That would tell us what the width is. So if we know we're dividing for this problem, what would be our first step, Maria? Change what in the improper fraction? Okay, so my fractions are what? Okay, so I know it's going to be 56 2/3 and 8.5. And you said change this to improper? So what did you say I should do to do that? And that gives you how many? $168. Is there anything else I'd want to do before finishing the conversion? Gives you 170 over. Good. Can everybody see that? She just converted her mixed number to an improper fraction. That's the first step. Harris Beth, can you help me out with what I should do with this number? Divide. So I have a mixed number. I want to convert it to improper. So I'm not going to divide. I'm going to multiply. What am I going to multiply? So 8 times 2, how many does that give her? 16. Is there anything else I want to do with this number? Okay, so that gives her 17. What's going to be on the bottom? So I'm going to have 2 on the bottom. This was my denominator before. It stays the same. Okay? So now I've got it set up. All I have to do is, what is the next thing I should do, Mariana? Think about this if you can't remember. Flip what? What number? America, can you help us out? Okay. So 17 goes on the bottom, 2 goes on the top. When I flip, what do I have to do with flipping? What else do I have to do? Multiply. So I'm changing my division to multiplication. That's right. So, Jonathan, what am I going to do with this number? What? So if we go back to KCF, I've done the C and I've done the F. I want to keep it. I want to keep it the same. I don't want to change it. So you guys You guys should be paying attention to how we do these, because almost everybody bombed these on the quiz yesterday. This is the same type of problem that we did on the quiz yesterday. Okay, so now I can proceed to either reducing or multiplying. And Estonia, what should I do? What? You guys gotta speak up or the fan, I can't hear you. Flip what?
No, right.
Flip what?
The right.
All right?
Yeah.
I've already flipped it.
You're gonna have to
Multiply what?
170
170 times
times
2? How many does that give me?
240.
340. What's 3 times 17? What? Thank you. Thank you, Crystal. 51. So now it's stressed in the form of a improper fraction. So if I wanted to get an idea of, okay, what's my whole number in this answer, I could divide, what would I divide into what? Andrea? So 340 into 51. I always want to divide by my denominator on the bottom. So they're going to be switched. And Andrea, how many times will 51 go into 340? Did I? Any ideas how many times 51 will go into 340? You guys should be working these out on the whiteboard if you don't know. I'll probably get around to calling you. Christian, can I have something? After we finish this problem. So it'll go 6 times. 6 times 51 is 306. Leaves me a remainder of 34. So I could say 6 and 34 over 51. That equals 6 2/3. So 6 2/3 would be our answer. Here. I'm going to put a video on, and then you can go to the bathroom. So that concludes the do now. Took longer than I wanted, but we're going to be talking about, for the lesson today, we're going to be talking about multiplying decimals. And that's what our video is.
well-being.
You guys are gonna hear it, you're gonna stop talking.
Interactive practice problems, self-test, and game. Try a complete lesson today at yourteacher.com.
Multiply this 16.1 times 2.4. First line up the numbers.
Christian, did you go?
Then multiply as though we were multiplying whole numbers. So we can think of this problem as 161 times 24. Now, multiply. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 6 is 24. So we bring down a 4 and carry the 2. 4 times 1 is 4. Plus 2 is 6. Now, starting a new row and beginning in the tens column, we have 2 times 1, which is 2. 2 times 6, which is 12. So we bring down a 2 and carry the 1.
Okay, do you guys see that when she's doing this, she didn't care really about her decimal points at all? All she's doing is multiplying this number times these numbers, and then this number times these numbers, and then she'll sort out her decimal places after she gets the numbers and adds them together. So it matters, but she doesn't care about them right now here. She'll sort it out after she gets them all added together.
1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. Now we add the rows together. 4 plus 0 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. And we bring down the 3, so that we have 3,864. Our final step is to determine where the decimal point goes in our final answer. Notice that since there's 1 digit to the right of the decimal point in 16.1, and 1 digit to the right of the decimal point in 2.4, we have a total of 2 digits to the right of the decimal point in our original number. This means we'll have 2 digits to the right of the decimal point in our final answer. So 16.1 times 2.4 is 38.64.
Okay, so yesterday you guys took home your composition books, right?
Yes.
So I'd like for you to get them out now. And I'm going to put mine up on the board here. Not
Here, this one I got it underneath.
It's a shirt.
Okay, there's a little problem with the overhead. I'm having to reboot it because every time I watch a movie, I cannot access my video screen. So I'm going to tell y'all what we should have on page 8 while I'm waiting for this to reboot. Video, it's called video. So why are you guys going this way? Why don't we get you guys going back towards this way? Yeah. But I don't want you sliding over because this is going to be So we should be on page 8. Page 8 in your journals. If you don't have a page 8 in your table of contents, you should have it updated with multiplying decimals in your table of contents at the front. So I shouldn't hear any talking now. You should be working in your composition journals. What? Page 8. 8. So I'm still hearing a lot of talking. That tells me I need to make some phone calls home. So stop talking. Stop talking. Abdullah, stop talking. Page 8, what you should have in your table of contents, multiplying decimals. Then go to page 8, put multiplying decimals at the top of the page. Yeah, it's going to be, actually we're going to do the same problem that we just did. So this is what you guys are putting in your composition journals. Here, where's your composition?
You got mine, but I never got it back.
I got it?
Yeah, you have it.
I don't have it.
It's green.
So I did have some that didn't have names on them.
Yeah, mine
So I've probably given them to other students who didn't have them because you're not going to put your name on them. I don't know who they go to.
Mine didn't have a name.
Okay, well, I gave everybody clear instructions, name and period on everybody's composition journal. So you're responsible for providing your own composition journal. Because if you don't have these, then you can't take the notes. And these are going to help you when we do homework and sometimes when we do quizzes. What? So, does everybody have this in their composition journal? I want to do another problem.
Put it in my wall.
You guys should be copying this down for your second problem, page 8. Who has questions on multiplying decimals? So remember, when we're multiplying decimals, we're multiplying this number times these numbers, and then that number times these numbers. And we don't worry about the decimal point until we have all our numbers, we add them together. Then we say, how many numbers do we have to the right of the decimal points? We have 1, 2, 1, 2 places. That's how we know to go 2 places to the left of the decimal.